Hulk vs. Superman in different locations. Who will win? Hey there, super-powered aficionados. Ever found yourself in a heated debate at 2 a.m. about who would win in an all-out brawl between the Hulk and Superman? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're cranking that discussion up a notch by throwing these two titans into various locations to see who comes out on top. Ready to dive deep into some comic book physics and lore? Let's get smashing. So, picture this. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object. On one side, we've got the Incredible Hulk, Marvel's green behemoth whose strength is limited only by his anger. On the other, Superman, DC's iconic Kryptonian with near-godlike powers under a yellow sun. But what happens when we change the battleground? How do different environments tip the scales in favor of one over the other? The Incredible Hulk. Let's kick things off with our favorite Jade Giant. Created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1962, the Hulk emerged when Dr. Bruce Banner was caught in a gamma bomb explosion while saving teenager Rick Jones. This event transformed Banner into the Hulk whenever he experiences extreme emotions, particularly anger. Powers and abilities. Superhuman strength. The Hulk's baseline strength starts at 100 tons lifting capacity and scales infinitely with his anger. In World War Hulk, he was estimated to lift over 150 billion tons. Regeneration. His healing factor lets him recover from virtually any injury. He's regenerated tissue within seconds after being blasted apart. Durability. Resistant to extreme temperatures, radiation, and blunt force. In Infinity Gauntlet, he withstood a blast from Thanos wielding the Infinity Stones. Weaknesses. Psychological vulnerabilities. Banner's inner turmoil can sometimes hinder Hulk's performance. Control issues. Unchecked rage can make him unpredictable, sometimes causing more harm than good. Superman. Now, onto the Man of Steel. Created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in 1938, Kal-El was sent to Earth from the dying planet Krypton. Raised by the Kents in Smallville, he embodies the epitome of altruism and justice. Powers and abilities. Super strength. Can move planets. In Superman number 13, he bench-pressed the Earth's weight for 5 days straight. Flight. Ability to travel faster than light. In Superman Prime, he traversed the universe in moments. Heat vision and freeze breath. Emits solar energy beams and can freeze objects with his breath. Invulnerability. Virtually indestructible under a yellow sun. Weaknesses. Kryptonite. Radioactive remnants of Krypton can weaken or even kill him. Red sun radiation. Nullifies his powers, reverting him to a normal Kryptonian. Magic. Not inherently resistant to magical attacks. The importance of location in battle. You might be thinking, why does location matter? Well, in comic lore, the environment can drastically affect a character's abilities. From gravitational differences to radiation levels, these factors can either amplify or dampen powers. Environmental factors. For instance, a planet with higher gravity can impede movement, while areas rich in certain radiations can enhance abilities. Strategic advantages. Terrain can be used tactically, think cover, high ground, or resources. Historical precedents. In Planet Hulk, the Hulk thrived because the environment matched his survival needs. Battle scenarios in different locations. Urban metropolis. Imagine the bustling streets of New York City. Environmental factors. Obstacles. Skyscrapers, vehicles, and of course, people. Variables. Collateral damage risk is high. Hulk's outlook. Advantages. Chaos fuels his anger, potentially increasing his strength exponentially. Disadvantages. Limited space might restrict his massive size movements. Superman's outlook. Advantages. Familiar with urban settings, can maneuver through tight spaces at high speeds. Disadvantages. His moral code compels him to protect civilians, potentially hindering his combat efficiency. Predicted outcome. In an urban setting, while Hulk's strength could skyrocket due to the chaos, Superman's speed and precision could allow him to subdue Hulk before excessive damage occurs. However, if Hulk lands a single hit, considering his strength could reach levels beyond 150 billion tons, Superman could be in trouble. Deserted island. Picture a remote island like in Lost. Environmental factors. Isolation. No civilians around. Terrain. Lots of natural obstacles like trees, rocks, and uneven ground. Hulk's performance. Advantages. Unrestricted movement, can unleash full power without holding back. Disadvantages: less external stimuli to provoke anger, potentially limiting his maximum strength. Superman's performance. Advantages: unlimited access to solar energy unless it's nighttime. Disadvantages: limited resources to strategize with. Predicted outcome: on a deserted island during the day, Superman likely has the upper hand due to constant solar energy absorption. At night, while his power reserves are vast, prolonged battle might tip the scales. Hulk's ability to keep getting stronger could eventually overshadow Superman's consistent power level. Deep space. Out beyond Earth's atmosphere. Environmental factors. Zero gravity. No ground to push off from. Vacuum. Lack of oxygen. Hulk's limitations. Survival. Needs oxygen. While he can hold his breath, space is another beast. Mobility. Without gravity, his primary mode of movement is hindered. Superman's advantages. Survival. Doesn't require oxygen due to solar energy sustenance. Mobility. Can fly effortlessly in space, has traversed galaxies. Predicted outcome. In space, it's almost a no-brainer. Superman can maneuver, attack from a distance with heat vision, and avoid close combat. Hulk would be at a severe disadvantage, potentially incapacitated due to lack of oxygen. Planet with a red sun. Think Krypton's solar environment. Environmental factors. Red sun radiation negates Superman's powers. Hulk's standing abilities remain unaffected. If anything, the alien environment might increase his resilience. Superman's vulnerabilities. Power loss. Becomes effectively human. Predicted outcome. On a red sun planet, Hulk would have a significant advantage. Superman would have to rely on his combat training, but against Hulk's brute strength, it's an uphill battle. Gamma radiation zone. Areas saturated with gamma energy, like a nuclear fallout zone. Environmental factors. Radiation levels. Off the charts gamma radiation. Hulk's enhancement. Strength amplification. Gamma radiation could potentially boost his powers further. Regeneration. Enhanced healing due to surplus energy. Superman's risks. Radiation exposure. While generally invulnerable, extreme levels could pose a risk. Energy absorption. Potential interference with his solar energy intake. Predicted outcome. In a gamma-rich environment, Hulk might reach unprecedented levels of strength. Superman's physiology could be compromised if the radiation affects his cells' ability to metabolize solar energy. Magical realm. Envision dimensions like Asgard or realms visited by Doctor Strange. Environmental factors. Mystical energies. Magic saturates the environment. Hulk's adaptation. Resistance to magic. While not immune, his raw strength often sees him through magical attacks. Brute force. Can disrupt magical constructs through sheer power. Superman's vulnerabilities. Magic weakness. His invulnerability doesn't cover mystical energies. Strategic disadvantage. Less familiar with magical combat. Predicted outcome. In a magical realm, Hulk's straightforward approach might serve him better. Superman would need to be cautious, as magic can bypass his defenses. Underwater depths. Deep in the Mariana Trench. Environmental factors. Pressure. Intense, can crush most beings. Visibility. Limited. Hulk's capabilities. Survival. Can hold his breath for hours, his body withstands extreme pressures. Strength. Unaffected, though water resistance might slow movements marginally. Superman's capabilities. Survival. Doesn't need to breathe, pressure isn't a concern. Mobility. Can move at super speeds even underwater. Predicted outcome. Underwater, Superman's speed gives him an edge. However, Hulk's durability means he can take a hit and keep coming. The battle might reach a stalemate unless one finds a decisive way to incapacitate the other. Comparative analysis. Strengths and weaknesses recap. Hulk. Unlimited strength growth, incredible durability, but reliant on emotional state. Superman. Consistent high-level powers, vast array of abilities, but specific weaknesses like kryptonite and magic. Tactical approaches. Hulk. Overwhelmed with brute force, endurance battle favors him. Superman. Utilize speed, aerial attacks, and strategic use of powers like heat vision and freeze breath. External variables. Collateral damage. Hulk is less concerned, might exploit this. Superman aims to minimize it. Moral constraints. Superman's ethics could hinder his effectiveness, especially in populated areas. Fan theories and expert opinions. Popular debates. Forums like Reddit's Who Would Win are filled with extensive threads dissecting every aspect of this matchup. Some argue Hulk's upper strength limits surpass Superman's, especially in storylines like Worldbreaker Hulk. Expert analysis. Comic writers have varied takes. Stan Lee once stated that Hulk's strength is limitless, while DC writers emphasize Superman's strategic mind. Canonical encounters. In Marvel vs. DC crossover events, outcomes were influenced by fan votes, resulting in Superman defeating Hulk. In The Incredible Hulk vs. Superman, 1996, battles ended inconclusively, highlighting the parity between the two. So, who wins? Well, it depends. In space or under a yellow sun, Superman generally has the upper hand. Throw in a red sun or heavy gamma radiation, and Hulk starts to dominate. Their battles are as much about their environment as their powers. But here's the kicker. These characters are written to embody certain ideals. Superman represents hope and restraint, while Hulk embodies raw emotion and the struggle within. Their fights aren't just physical but philosophical. Alright, comic comrades, now it's your turn. Who do you think takes the crown in these scenarios? Did we miss an epic location you want us to analyze? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button like Hulk would. And don't forget to subscribe for more super-powered breakdowns. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay super, everyone. Up, and away.